Tao. When there is nothing, live with Tao. When there is nothing to know. This happens when there is no object in the mind to know. There is no thought, nothing. There is complete silence. The knower happens to you. When the mind is not filled with thoughts, there are no ripples, not even a single ripple in the ocean of life. When there is not even a single wave, you are all alone. There is nothing other than you. What happens then? You become aware of yourself. As such, between this knowing yourself, there are so many thoughts, so many objects going on in your mind constantly that every moment infinite thoughts are arising like infinite waves on the surface of the ocean of life. When this happens, there is nothing other than you. Obviously, you become aware of yourself. For the first time, you become filled by yourself. This process is known as self-illumination. This is the foundation of the spiritual process. It is arduous, but you have to try. Because the habit of thinking, the habit of clinging to the objects, to that which can be perceived, and that which can be grasped, is so deeply rooted, so ingrained, that it takes time and sometimes lives. And for this, a persistent effort not to be involved in objects, not to be involved in thoughts, not to become involved in any way, but to remain a witness and discard each object, each thought, say, no, not this, not that, not this. This is the entire process for the transformation to happen. So when you are within the energy field of an awakened one, slowly and slowly the thoughts begin to recede automatically. The objects become less interested to you. It becomes easier. The entire technique of the Upanishads revolves around two words, neti, neti, not this, not this. Whatsoever comes to the mind, say not this. A thought comes, go on saying and discarding and throwing all that comes out. It is like the waves are constantly arising on the surface of the ocean of life. And you want to go dive into the ocean. So you are waiting this wave, not this one. You are standing on the shore. Waves are arising, coming to you, inviting you, but you are saying, not this wave, not this wave, not this wave. And if you continuously remain there, a moment comes when not even a single wave comes towards you. The ocean is totally silent. At times, when you go late in the night or early in the morning at the dawn, as the rays of the sun fall on the surface of the ocean, there is a shimmering. There is not a wave. But as time goes on, as life continues, as day progresses, waves begin to arise. So on a moment when the waves are constantly arising, you are standing on the shore, and as the wave comes, not this one, wave comes to invite you, to take you into the ocean. Come and ride me, I'll take you to the ocean, and you will enjoy the fun of riding the wave. Everyone goes and rides a wave, and this process continues. Everyone enjoys. Life is that. When the waves comes in, waves of emotions, waves of thoughts, waves of objects, you are going around. A person comes in your life like a wave, inviting you to take a ride on me, and I'll take you to a blissful moment into the ocean of life. But you say, not this, not this time. Whatsoever comes to the mind, you say no. Go on saying and discarding and throwing all the furniture out. The room has to be emptied, totally empty. When emptiness is there, then something happens. If something else is there, you go on being impressed by it, and you cannot know yourself. You are trying to empty yourself before you can be filled with the space that the room had. But the room was created with a space within. But for convenient, for fun, for various reasons, to live your life, you have created different articles, furniture, and many things inside the room. So the space that the room had originally is gone. Now the time has come to empty this space. Once again, create this space. When emptiness is there, then that moment happens. You come to know the emptiness that you are, the emptiness you was born with. If something else is there, you go on being impressed by it. No thoughts, no object, no feelings. And then and only then you can know yourself, that you are emptiness. Your innocence is lost in the crowd of objects. Thought-ridden mind is moving outward. You cannot be related to yourself. Even in such You come to know that I am existing. This is mine. This is this. Even in such know, you come to know the illumination. I am existing. You never enter deeply into this feeling that I am alone existing. I am existing. You are existing, but you never dig deep into this phenomena. The Master says, I am existing. This is mine. This is it. O beloved, even in such a state, know the illumination. I'll take a Zen anecdote. 3 friends were walking along the road. 3 friends were walking along the road. Evening was just falling and sun was setting when they became aware of a monk standing on a nearby hill. They started talking about the monk, wondering what he was doing there, standing alone on top of the mountain at the dusk hour. One of them said he must be waiting for his friends. He must have gone for a walk from his hermitage and his friends are left behind, so he is waiting for them to come. The other denied and said, this is not right. If the person waits for someone, sometimes if you are waiting for someone, it is quite natural to look backward, to look behind if the person is coming. But he is not looking backward at all. So my assumption is that he is not waiting for anyone. Rather, he must have lost his cow. Evening is coming near and the sun is setting and soon it will be dark all around. So he is looking for his cow. He is standing there on the hilltop and looking from where the cow, from there he can look at the cow, where the cow is in the forest. He is in such an altitude, from there he can see things clearly. The third one said, this cannot be right at all. He is standing so silently there, not moving at all. He is still. And it seems that he is not looking at all. He is not looking for a friend because he is not looking behind. The friend may be coming up from the behind or from the sides. If he was looking for the cows, his eyes must be wobbling. So instead of looking for his cow, he must be in a state of prayer. He is not looking for the lost cow, waiting for some friend who has been left behind. They could not decide. So they argued, and then they said, we must go to the top of the hill. That's where the person was standing, and ask him to get the answer from him. So they reached the monk. The first one said, are you waiting for your friend who has been left behind to come? The monk opened his eyes and said, I am not waiting for anyone. Those who are on a spiritual field, they are not waiting for someone. They are not waiting for anyone. And I have neither friends nor enemies to wait for. He closed his eyes again. I have heard a similar thing about a Sufi master. I do not recall his name, but it is a similar story. The master said to his disciples, "Tomorrow we will go to the hilltop where there is the temple of Shankaracharya, the Hindu master." So some of them thought that he has become insane. We are Sufis. We are not going to the temple. 5 of them decided to go. So they thought the sheikh is making a joke. Maybe by morning he will decide not to go. When the time came, the appointed time came for them to go, and they realized that the 2 of them, that the master is really serious about going to the temple, so 2 of them disappeared. Only 3 were there. 3 were going, so they thought that maybe he is testing us. So they decided to continue. But the master was climbing up the hill along with the 3 disciples. 2 of them, one of them stopped in search of water. So he vanished. Only 2 remained. And when the second one who was going thought that the master is still joking, maybe somewhere he will stop. When he saw the temple door was clearly in visible sight a few meters away, so he disappeared for another reason. Only 1 remained. So the master said to him, "Come." He said, "I am waiting for the other one." He said, "No, he is gone, he won't come." So this is how it goes on. So the monk opened his eyes and said, "I am not waiting for anyone. I neither have friends nor enemies." And he closed his eyes again. The other said, "Then I must be right. And are you looking for your cow which is lost in the forest?" He said, "No, I am not looking for anyone, for any cow or anyone. I am not interested in anything except myself. I am not interested in friend. I am not interested in cow. So I am not interested in objects and in thoughts. So the objects are irrelevant to me. Thoughts are irrelevant to me." So the third said, "Then certainly, definitely you are doing some prayer or some meditation." The monk opened his eyes and said, "I am not doing anything at all. I am just being here. I am just being here, doing nothing at all. I am just being here." Lao Tzu says the grass grows by itself. You are not doing anything. You don't have to do anything. Grass grows by itself. This is what Buddhists say meditation is. If you do something, then it is not a meditation. We use the zikras and mantras, prayers, and consider this as meditation. you have moved far away. If you pray, it is not meditation. You have started chattering. Prayer is a form of a chatter, a dialogue, a soliloquy. Your zikr is also a type of lullaby that you are trying to put yourself into a hypnotic state. If you use some word, it is not prayer, it is not meditation. The mind has entered in. So if you are Muslim, you will use the zikr. If you are a Hindu, you will use a prayer, a mantra. If you are Christian, you will use a psalm. You have started chattering in your own way. And if you use some word, it is not prayer, it is not meditation, the mind has entered in. And that man said the right thing. He said, I am just being here, not doing anything. I am existing. Go deep into this feeling that I am existing. Just sitting, go deep into this feeling. I am existing. I am. There is no need to think, because you can say something, then it is mind. I am. And it is futile. Just being there, what you said, I'm just being here, not doing anything, not thinking. Your head is your undoing. Do not go on repeating in the head any zikr, mantra or anything. I am existing. It is also futile. It is useless. And then you will miss the point. Feel it deep down deep into your bones. Feel it all over the body that there is nothing. Feel it as if it is total, not in the head. Just feel it. And that feeling that I am, no words are needed. If you try, it seems arduous. But if something is arduous, you have to start somewhere. There is no need to use any word, even I am.